Shh, got a secret. It's Guilty Pleasure Day. Seriously, this is a pretty good album. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, appreciate you coming by today. Yeah, we're here to talk about a guilty pleasure of mine, but more importantly, just a really good album with really good songs, with really good performances, musicality-wise and vocally. It's a good album. What is it? It's Daisy Jones and the Six, the Aurora album, fictitiously released in 1976. In reality, released March 1st, 2023. Yeah, it's a good album. We'll go through the reasons why here in a few minutes, over the course of the next several minutes, I should say. All right, so let's go back into this album. So this album is based on a fictitious band called Daisy Jones and the Six, which was based on a book by the same name that a person by the name of Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote back in 2019. I haven't read the book, I've heard about it subsequently, I've heard it's pretty good. This band is loosely based on, right, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors era, 76, 77 time frame. The story is really about relationships and the inter and intra relationships within the band. Really not here to talk too much about the series. I've seen it a couple of times. It's a lot of fun if you like that era of music. Do yourself a favor and go and watch it. It may put more context on the album, but the album stands on its own, to say the least, and we'll talk about a couple of reasons why, okay? So, again, a couple things about this album. It was recorded between 2022 and 2023 at Sound City Studios in Los Angeles, California. You've heard of that, I'm sure. Dave Grohl actually did a special on it, a movie on it, documentary on it back in 2013, I think it was. Yeah, 2013. And in that, there are some great interviews with a lot of the artists that have recorded at this particular studio. I remember some of the ones that Tom Petty was talking about. So yeah, if you haven't seen the Dave Grohl movie yet, or documentary, go watch it. A couple things to note of who actually recorded at this studio over the years. Johnny Cash, Neil Young, Fleetwood Mac, obviously. Elton John, U2, I didn't know that. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bob Dylan, Guns N' Roses, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica, Tool, Slayer, Rage Against the Machine, Death Cab for Cutie, Fall Out Boy, and a whole host of others. But I think one of the best stats that I've heard about this, over 100 albums recorded at Sound City have achieved gold and platinum certifications. I'll say that again. Over 100 albums recorded at Sound City have achieved gold and platinum certifications. Wow, that's I don't know how it stacks up with other studios out there, but that was pretty impressive. More about this particular record. Obviously, it was distributed by Amazon. I went on Amazon and purchased it new. I'm sure you maybe could have purchased it in stores, but I can't be 100% on that. Amazon Pro-Ject, yeah, they're going to be the distributor for this as well. But the thing that really exceeded my expectations was the packaging was really good. The quality of the vinyl itself was really good, and there were no warps. There were no scratches on it. The condition was really good. And as far as the overall recording goes, yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's not the best. I just did a review of a 45 RPM of Rumors, and that thing blew my doors off. No, this isn't quite like that, but this is a really good soundstage. I say, and we'll get to that in a second, okay? This album was, it was part of the Atlantic Records 75th anniversary, which a lot of them over the last year I've had that sticker on it. It was, I'll put a picture of the album here in a second, but it was also, actually I'll put a picture on it, but I'll show you this as well. The LMR Records was the fictitious label, which I thought was pretty cool. So they really didn't spare any detail as far as the packaging goes to coincide with the story of the band. Hey, I want to thank you. Yeah, you. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, thanks. If you could possibly hit that like button after you watch this, or subscribe if you like this content, I'd really appreciate it. For those of you who have found your way back here, yeah, thanks a bunch to you too as well. I like that, thanks. If you can hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. If you want to hit that subscribe button, that would help me out tremendously. That would get this video out to more people, possibly hit that YouTube algorithm, and that would really make me happy. So thanks a lot, hope you enjoy the episode. All right, so let's talk. How does it sound? In a word, it sounds great. Soundstage, as I alluded to earlier, it's got a really nice soundstage. About 3 to 4 feet left or right of the speakers. And the center image is pretty much locked in place, and it's about 3.5 to 4 feet high. It's a nice soundstage. I've got better, but I've got far worse sound stages in my collection as well. This overall is good. As far as depth goes, it's not the deepest of sound stages. It does have very good instrument isolation, left to right. But as far as depth goes, yeah, it's got a little bit of depth. It's probably got about, foot to 1.5 feet of depth. I'm guessing that this was mastered on digital. I can't be 100% certain there, but again, the depth is okay. What about this particular album, drew me in? All the great things that we remember, right, from when rock was rock, or now I'm making myself sound old, right? That sound of the 70s. I love that 70s rock sound. In this particular album, it's all about the songs, man. It's got great songs, great lyrics. Again, most of these songs are about relationships or personal struggle or stuff like that, stuff that anybody can relate to. So it's got great songs, great lyrics, great hooks, great guitars, great tone. It's got that warmth. If you like that sound of the 70s and 80s rock, you're going to like this album. It's going to feel very familiar too. I said earlier, big drums, deep. The guitars are fat. They've got they got all sorts of guitars here, right? Not that it matters to most people, but yeah, you're going to have some of those classic Fender sounds. You're going to have some of those classic Gibson with the humbucker sounds. You got fat, overdriven, distorted, all the way up to fuzz being added on some of these songs. It's good stuff. You're going to like it. Got a lot of bass in this record as well. So from a soundscape perspective, yeah, you're getting, at least coming through my system, right? Again, a modestly built hi-fi system, nothing too extravagant, coming off of a Audio-Technica LP120 through a Pro-Ject 2-box S2 preamp, out through a Rotel A11 Tribute amp, and then out these Wharfdale Denton 85th Anniversary Edition speakers. And it sounds like this album came out right at the time it says it did, which tells you that a lot of attention to detail was put in how they wrote the music, how they played the music, and the vibe that they were going after. Mission achieved, or mission accomplished. Check that box off. Yeah, in addition to those electric guitar sounds, it does have some great singer-songwriter vibes going on with some of the acoustics and some of the vulnerability in the performances vocally. We'll get to more of that here in a few minutes as well as we go through some of the songs, but really nice. I think that something is lost today. We don't have a lot of those bands that have both male and female lead vocals. I like that. I like that playing off of each other. I like the harmonies that can create. I just like bands that have both a male and female singer. I think just adds a lot to the overall experience. All right, let's start with the And the last thing I'll say here regarding, before we get into the songs, is that there's no filler in this album. It's got 11 songs, and every one of them are very much listenable. I don't find myself wishing that I could skip over a song. No, I really enjoy all the songs on this album. In fact, on some of the ones I'll talk about, they've grown on me quite a bit over the last year, where maybe the first or second listen I'm like, okay. But no, as I listen to it more, some of those are becoming some of my favorite songs. All right, so let's go to the songs themselves. The first song, the title track, Aurora. It's a head bobbing song, toe tapping song. It starts off with a nice mid to upper tempo rock song. Great vibe, upbeat. Yeah, it's a good song. Good way to start the album off. Into song number 2 called Let Me Down Easy. Great imaging I put down here as far as the duet goes. All the instruments are in their locked place, and from a listening experience, from a quote-unquote audiophile, whatever that means. Yeah, it has some of that there. It's not the most audiophile album in the world, it's not, but it does have its moments. This song has some of those moments. You got some nice overdriven guitars in there. You actually have a phaser being added in this one too, which I haven't heard in a while. So yeah, really cool on them for incorporating that into this song. It's dripping with 70s rock. That's what I put on here. Dripping 70s rock. Very good song. Roll into the third song called Kill You to Try. Great lyrics on this song and great arrangement I put on as well. Got warm, fat, overdriven guitars on this song. Nice organ in the midsection. Again, instruments and the tones that you're getting out of those instruments you haven't heard in a while, and it's great to hear them again on this album. Nice imaging. This actually has a glockenspiel in it, which I think xylophone. And the imaging of that glockenspiel is really, really good. As the song fades out, that's the only instrument that is remaining on the recording. So you're hearing, the glockenspiel, and the notes are being rung out from different portions of the soundstage. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Goes into song number 4, 2 Against 3. This is a singer-songwriter vibe. Riley is really singing the main vocals on this one. She does a really good job. Yeah, really good job on this. Yeah, acoustic guitar, vocals, very vulnerable song. She's singing then about a third of the way through. Keyboards are added, and it's it's not single notes or anything like that. The keyboards are used specifically for chords and to support the acoustic guitar. Again, not something you hear terribly much of these days. Really nicely done. And that goes into song number 5, which is the last song on the first side, and this is the main, I'd say the main theme song of the series, called Look at Us Now, Honeycomb. Great duet. Full 70s rock song. Starts out kind of slow, got an acoustic guitar right, and then the electric guitars are being added in more at a faster pace. Great tones coming out of these guitars, all the instruments. Overall, good song. This could have been like the summer of 1977 song, the summer of 77, where you could close your eyes and picture this song being blasted out of cars all over the place. This album in and of itself, I'd say about half the songs really play well in the car. Take that for what it's worth. So we flip over to side 2. It starts off with a song called Regret Me. Love the lyrics on this song. This album lyrically stands up. Really, really well done for the writers of this song. It's strong duet. It's got nice instrument separation in this. Vocally, it's one of the gems on the album too. More fantastic tones, and I put quote-unquote real music for this one. Good song. Good way to kick off side 2. 7th song, You Were Gone. I put no corners were cut here. It's a very good center image with the vocals. It's probably one of the strongest, it's probably one of the most well-recorded vocals on the album. It's got a nice steel guitar that's added in here as well. Something, again, you don't hear too much in rock anymore. It's done well on the song. To number 8, one of my favorite songs on the album, and one of Riley Keogh's best. I'm probably not pronouncing her name right, but the character, Daisy Jones, one of her best vocals on the entire album. And it's called More Fun to Miss. It is a raunchy, greasy song. The first line of the song, the lyrics, quote, I still need a drink for all the glasses in the sink. What a line. What a line. Love this song. Got great fuzz guitars on this. It's a heavier song and really well done. And then we roll into song number 9. It's a song called Please. It's a song about addiction. It's got a 60s vibe to it, or almost like a early 70s John Lennon type of vibe to it. Really strong. Where the previous song was really just a solo vocalist by Riley Keough. I'm just going to say Riley from now on because I'm probably not pronouncing her last name right. Sam, who plays the main character, male vocals on this song, Sam Claflin, I believe his name is. This is probably one of his strongest solo vocal performances on the album. Really well done. Big soundstage left to right. Center image is locked in. And like I said earlier, it's got that 60s, Beatle-y, early 70s, John Lennon type of a vibe on it. It's good, good song. Song 10, The River. This is it's a great driving song. This is a lock and loaded mid-70s rocker. Very good imaging. This would have felt perfect coming out of my mother's 1976 Oldsmobile Tornado. It would have felt very at home there. Close your eyes, and you can absolutely visualize that. If you were around in 1977. More great tones on this thing. Again, it's dripping with warmth, overdriven guitars, big drums, fat bass, great vocals. It's a really well-produced album. And that goes into the last song of the album, called No Words. And this probably has the largest overall sound stage. Probably has the deepest too. Again, I'm not going to call this a audiophile album by any stretch. It's a really well recorded album, great image isolation, but the overall depth isn't right there with some of the best. But this particular song does have the largest sound stage, and it has probably the sparsest amount of instruments. Really, it's a acoustic guitar, layers of vocals. You got a little bit of keyboards in there. But I think really what stands out of this song is it's the percussion. I don't mean drums, but percussion. Different chimes and different pieces of percussion that do stand out in the soundstage really well. This is one of the songs that, I might, if I was in a rush, I may have pulled the needle up earlier in the year when I was listening to it. Now, no, I let this whole thing go through. This is one of the more enjoyable songs on it from a listening experience perspective. Great stuff. So, that's it, boys and girls. That's Aurora by Daisy Jones and the Six. Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I really enjoy this. It's one of the albums that I'll turn to if I just really don't know what I want to listen to or I want to be put in a better mood. This album does put me in a better mood, and it's got some great nostalgia vibes to it as well. I wish there were more bands out there that were trying to shoot for that vibe, that late 70s, early 80s vibe. Good stuff. So that's it. I wholeheartedly recommend this. It's a really good album. I think it costs like $23 or something like that. I'll put the link, and I'll also put a picture on it. I don't get anything for this. I don't have any affiliation. This is really just to show you, hey, for a cup of coffee every day for a week, you can go get this album and really enjoy it instead. I do have one of the Amazon episodes, TV episodes, that I downloaded digitally, the music. So I went on to HD Tracks and I did download, I don't know, whatever, episode 9, because there was another song on there that I wanted to listen to. But really what I'm getting at, I think it was recorded 24-bit 96K. And some of the songs that are on that digital is the same songs I have here on the analog vinyl. The overall sound I do like coming out off the record player better. It's probably because I've got a tube preamp and I'm getting a little bit more of that, again, that 70s vibe, that warmth is coming through a little bit more. But don't get me wrong, if you want to go get this digitally, it sounds fantastic, it really does. Especially when you're playing it through like a very vinyl-y type of DAC like I have with the Denafrips Aries 2. Can't go wrong. Good, clean fun. So give yourself the opportunity at the end of the day, when you're stressed out and you just need to kind of run away into your office or your private space for a little while. Kick back, hide with your favorite beverage for 45 minutes to an hour. Put on Daisy Jones and the Six Aurora and enjoy yourself. If not now, when, right? That's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you on a future episode. Take care. Bye.